Barak Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rucha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is pretty much various topics. Dated May 19th, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Now, I don't really have much, but, just been watching a couple of videos and a couple of things. Brother's been sending me stuff, and I just been kind of just had something that I wanted to kind of mention in a video based off of a couple of videos that the elder apostles did dealing with the health, of eyes and all that. And I want to touch on a little bit of that and say a few words on that and see where else Spirit leads. And hopefully this will be an edifying lesson. And what I want to start off with saying is that I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical information. I'm not making any money off of this. This is just pretty much, information that I ran across through some research. And you could either take it or not, And like I said, once again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not making any money off of this. I'm just sharing some information that I found, over the years, and just doing the same thing the apostles did, was just share some information. Now, the Apostle Tahar did a lesson where he spoke about the one individual from the IUIC who looked like he had the bulging eyes coming out of his face, which is a thyroid problem. And he mentioned some stuff that the brother could take to help his situation. He mentioned something called lutein, which is very good for the eyes. You find it in different, vegetation. You will have to do the research to get more information on it and all of the places where it comes from. But another good nutrient that go with lutein is something called zeaxanthin. As you see, zeaxanthin is one of the most common carotenoids in nature. Now, carotenoid is the pigment that is found in certain fruits and certain animals, like a yellowish, orangey type. Where carrots get their color from, like things like mangoes and yellow peppers, orange peppers, red peppers. Tomatoes, things of that nature. They get their color from these carotenoids, and these pigments help, nourish the eyes, as well as the chlorophyll and other, nutrients. Now, carotenoid are yellow, orange, and red organic pigments that are produced by plants and algae, as well as several bacteria, archaea, and fungi. Carotenoids give the characteristics color to pumpkins, carrots, parsnips, corn, tomatoes, canaries, flamingos, salmon, lobster, shrimp, and daffodils. Over 1,100 identified carotenoids can be further categorized into two classes: xanthophylls, which contain oxygen, and carotenes, which are purely hydrocarbons and contain no oxygen. All right, and if you want more information on it, you can get into it. We just give you the basic stuff. I'm not an expert, and like I said, I'm not a doctor. So zeaxanthin is one of the most common carotenoids, and I'm not giving any medical information. Carotenoids in nature, and is used in the xanthophyll cycle, synthesized in plants and some microorganisms. It is the pigment that gives paprika, made from bell peppers, corn, saffron, goji, wolfberries, and many other plants and microbes, their characteristic color. The name pronounced zeaxanthin is derived from zea, maize, common yellow maize corn, in which zeaxanthin provides the primary yellow pigment, plus xanthos, the Greek word for yellow. Xanthophylls or xanthophyllis such as zeaxanthin are found in the highest quality in the leaves of most green plants, where they act to modulate light energy and perhaps serve as a non-photo. And you get the idea. and you can read through here, and it tells you relationship with disease of the eye, and you can read through some of this. It's a very good compound to go with lutein. Lutein and zeaxanthin, you'll see different supplements that'll have both in it. You know, you can get it naturally from plants and vegetables and things of that nature. Salmon, very good source, as we read before. And then, which is a carotenoid, which is the same thing. You know, you have lutein, so on and so forth. Another good supplement for the eyes is something called bilberry. All right, bilberry are small European blueberries that are rich in nutrients and beneficial compounds. Bilberries may have the following health benefits, and they look like blueberries. They're called bilberries in Europe. Improved vision. Bilberries contain anthocyanins, which are antioxidants that can improve vision and support healthy eye lubrication. Bilberries can also help with the, night vision and vision handicap in low light. And pretty much, you know, it's different nutrients, micronutrients, minerals, vitamins, amino acids, and different things of that nature that help the body function. And there's many different ones and many different benefits and functions that they have. You know, you just have to find out, you know, which ones work best for you, you know, and whatever your situation that you're going through. Because for the most part, there was one individual that was breaking it down and saying that pretty much every problem that you have in the body is pretty much sugar, which is which causes inflammation. You know, when they say glaucoma, it's pretty much sugar of the eyes. You have different other like rheumatism and arthritis is, you know, sugar of the joints, and diabetes, sugar of the blood, and so on and so forth. Because the diets that we have today are horrible, horrendous, because of all of the crap that's in it. But it all goes back to prophecy. And this is one thing we can't forget. We can't forget about prophecy. You know, and this is why, you know, we do the best that we can. We can't go crazy, because at the end of the day, it's the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that's going to protect and guide us and give us what we need. You know, we do the best that we can. You know, knowledge is power, as they say. Wisdom, you know, is a defense. Money is a defense. You know, we use these things to the best of our ability, but at the end of the day, the scriptures speak about not being over righteous, you know, not being over wise. And at the end of the day, it's all about faith. All right. When we go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4, and verse 13, it says, "And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, among the nations, whither I will drive them." So we would eat defiled bread, you know, because the food that we eat today is not the same as it was 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, so on and so forth. The food that we eat today is a lot more horrible. And remember, back then people got diseases. So how much more now, where the foods that we're eating have literally no nutrient in it because of the greed of these devils that are running things. Matter of fact, let me get one more before we get into that. You know, Elder Apostle Gabar from time to time speaks about how these devils do not give the earth time to rest. They don't, you know, honor the land Sabbaths. And land Sabbaths are very important because land Sabbaths allow the land to replenish of nutrients. One thing about this devil, they're greedy. They can never have enough. They never give, you know, anything time to replenish itself. If you gave the land time to replenish itself, it would reward you with the nutrients that come along with it. But the problem is that this devil is greedy. And this is why the Lord says he's going to destroy them that destroy the earth. Because not only are they putting pollutants in the earth, they're also destroying the earth by not allowing the earth to rest. They're pulling stuff out of the sea that doesn't need to be pulled out of the sea, because those creatures that live in the sea are used as the cleaning, you know, mechanism of the seas. There was this one Jake that was breaking down how shrimp and roaches have the same makeup. You see? And here it is, Jake is eating shrimp and lobster and all that as a delicacy, which is nothing more than the garbage men of the sea. And now that the a whole lot of Red Lobsters are closing down across America, Big Shirley and Keisha and the rest of them clowns are upset about that because no longer can they stuff their face with that garbage. Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. And that's what they've pretty much done. All right, they've done this. Why? Because they are the devil that the Bible speaks of. The Lord said they can never have enough. And they're going to continue to take and take and take till there's nothing else to take. That's why Yahushua said, if these days wouldn't be shortened, there would no flesh be left to be saved. Why? Because these devils do not give us. They would kill their own selves just to make an extra dollar or two or three or millions or billions or trillions. You see? So they're an evil robot that was created to destroy. All right? Just so you know. Now check this out. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth. Now what does this go back to? This goes back to Cain. The ground was cursed for his sake because he killed his brother Abel. And from that point on, the earth was cursed. The ground was cursed. Now you had the flood that came, destroyed it. And Cain came back through a man by the name of Esau, which had a brother by the name of Jacob. There were two sons that came out of the same father and mother, but they were two total different spirits. All right. I know Elder Apostle Gabar did a lesson on that about vocabs. Doesn't understand how they could both come from the same father and mother and be two separate people. I guess something along those lines. Well, he questions the power of the Most High. All right. Just like today, they'll say, well, how can one of them come out white and the other one come out looking like a so-called black person, because when both of their parents is black, so-called black. Well, when you go and you check out even today, there are dark-skinned couples that are having babies, and sometimes they'll have twins, and one twin will look like them, brown skin, dark brown, and the other twin will look like a so-called white person. How did you explain that? But that couldn't happen thousands of years ago? What is that, just a freak accident of nature? See, you dare doubt the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right? Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men left. Right? Because the Lord is going to destroy this place because of these devils. And pretty much what they're going to do, they're going to destroy the power structure of this final empire, which is America. It's because Rebecca cheated on Isaac with a fallen. Get the fuck out of here. Somebody get this clown out of here, please. Can somebody get this clown out of here? Because Rebecca cheated. You see the bullshit? You see the fucking bullshit? You see the bullshit? Somebody please get this clown out of here. Why staineth thou the Lord's, comment board? Fuck out of here. Anyways, it says, and few men left. All right, since. Oh, you got him? Okay. The roach has gotten got. All right, now, it says, the new wine mourneth, and the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. Why? Because there's hardships coming upon the earth because of the devil that's ruling. So going back to Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 13, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles. See, like with an individual like that, I know, we kind of get on the elder Menadezak by messing with him, that he's quick to just pull the trigger, spiritual trigger, of getting rid of these clowns. Well, something like that, we don't play with clowns like that, and he knows that, we mess with him out of love, call him grandpa and everything, but something like that, you see something like this, you got to get rid of that individual. You know why? Because there's no hope for that person, there's no hope for that person because they're caught up in the web of bullshit. All right, and I would say he could repent, but obviously the guy is gone. You know, obviously the individual is gone. Just to say some stupid shit, like, even repeat some shit like that. Not even, oh well, I heard, or I read somewhere. No, that's because Rebecca cheated on Isaac with a fallen angel, and Eve slept with Satan and made Cain. See, you gotta understand the dynamics. Big Shirley does it today. They'll have 7 different men and have 10 different babies by them men. Which brings difference. Come on, man, shut the fuck up. My goodness. Anyways. All right, let's get back to it. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Right, and we're all the way on this side of the world. And this has got to be the worst food on the motherfucking planet. Even that demon Cardi B said when she went to Europe, she was eating, KFC and all that stuff over there, and it was really good. And then she came to America and ate, and she said she was shitting and throwing up all over the place because of this shit that's here, man. This got to be the worst place on the fucking planet with the worst goddamn food on the planet. All right. Anyways, let's get to this. We're going to go to the word defiled. The word for defiled is tama'ah, and I've read this somewhere else in other precepts. Tama'ah is unclean, impure, ethically and religiously. So it's 2 things. You have food that's defiled in a ritualistic way, because there were certain ways that you would kill certain animals. You couldn't strangle them. You couldn't find something that was dead and just take it and eat it. There was a certain way or method that you would have to kill the particular animal in order for it to be ritualistically clean. But then also they're pumping it with all kind of drugs. They have all kind of ailments. They have all type of C to the answers, and all this stuff. And what they do is they'll open the animal up, cut out the bad stuff, and then chop the rest of it up, package it, and throw it on the shelf. And then if it stays on the shelf too long, they'll take it off, clean it up, spray some shit on it, put some color in it to get rid of the raunchy smell and the bad coloring, and throw it back on there and sell it to people. And then they wonder why people are getting sick. Then, if you notice, you go to the grocery store, the majority of stuff is on shelves. It's pre-packaged in the freezers. There's virtually nothing in there that is beneficial to the body. I mean, it tastes good, but there's nothing that's beneficial to the body. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, they'll slap the organic label on it and then give it to you and say, "Oh, this is organic. This is organic pig knuckles." All right. That means they were not sprayed with any chemicals. There was no added hormones. There was no madness sprayed on it or put into it. It's organic pig knuckles. You could use it for your stews. You could use it for your smoothies. This motherfucker, this devil gotta go, man. Oh, Lord, man. And there's all type of crap in there that will destroy you, man. It will destroy your insides. It's of the Lord's mercy, brothers and sisters, that we're not totally destroyed, man. Because the bottom line, man, the shit that we were eating and drinking in the world prior to the truth, and even now, it's like, it's amazing that we're still even able to talk and breathe. Let's go to Psalms 124:1. It says, if it had not been the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick, when their wrath was kindled against us. Yeah, man, so we'd have been through. THRUUUU. We would have been through. Then the waters had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our soul, right? Because Esau would have been able to get power over us, because he was given power over us. He's that hammer, that whipping stick that the Most High reared up to whoop our asses, man. The brother said red and blue one. Oh yeah, red 40 and blue one. Oh, those are totally demonic. Now, when you go to the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, it started off as a chemical company. And then they gave it the rights to allow them to be able to give the go-ahead for what can be called food and what can be called, a treatment or whatever the case may be. So I leave the rest up to your imagination. America's motto should be from the womb to the grave. Well, from the womb to the tomb. A hot pot of joy and a spoon. Oh, man. It says, then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord who had not given us as a prey to their teeth. Right, because the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has us protected. That's why we take the knowledge, information that we have, but we can't go overboard because we also, that's it, the brother said it correctly. We need Yahushua, definitely, most definitely, because as the Bishop Menatezak always quotes in the book of Malachi 4, this is one of his favorite precepts, and I'm sorry, not Malachi. It's Malachi 3, Salakia. Malachi 3 and... Is it Malachi? Just bear with me 1 second. I thought it was in Malachi. I could be wrong. Just bear with me 1 second. Yeah, it is Malachi 4 and 2. But unto you that fear my name. Wait a minute. What? Say what? Oh my goodness, I gotta read some of the precepts on the combo. You brothers are on fire. Malachi 4:2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. See? He's gonna come with healing in his wings. And you shall go forth and grow up as calves of the star. And I remember a vision that the priest, Barak Abar, the beloved priest Barak Abar, who we like to bust his chops at the camp, he had a vision, and it was him and Amnawa Allah, another beloved brother in the New York camp, and they, another priest, and they were in the dream. I believe it was Amnawa Allah in the dream that was saying, "He's coming, meaning Yahushua was coming, and the priest Barak Abar kept saying every time the Lord got closer and closer, they kept feeling pressure, and all type of parasites and stuff were coming out of their bodies, and then finally when he got close enough, he said he felt relief, he felt peace and relief and no more pain or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly every detail of the dream, but that's what he said. So when Yahushua comes back, he's coming back with healings in his wings. And that's why, what's the first thing that's going to happen? The elect are going to go up into the friendly skies, into Yahushua's chariot. And just as they're getting there, these bodies are going to be changed. The new bodies are going to be given. The new heart is going to be inserted. The laws are going to be downloaded. And from that point on, there will be no more pain, no more tears, no more nothing. Everything is going to be pristine. It's going to be back to the way it's supposed to be. All of these pains and aches and, thoughts and doubts and all kind of shit that goes on in our minds and everything, and all of the deficiencies and everything that we have in our bodies, it's going to be gone. And you shall go forth and grow up as calves of the star, because we're going to be well protected, well taken care of. Let me read some of these precepts that brothers put up on the comment board. Beautiful. Psalms 103:1. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. That's right. Lamentation 3:22. This is the NIV. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassion never fail. Compassions never fail. The brother put Matthew 24:22, and except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. That's right. The brother put verse 2. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth all thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases. Woof, man. And it begins with what? With the word. That's why Yahushua quoted, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that cometh out of the mouth of the Most High shall man live. Because the healing begins with the word. You know, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gave the word, you know, and the ones that believed it, they were on the path of healing. Psalm 78 and 25, man did eat angels' food, he sent them meat to the full. Yep, that's right. And shalom, you know, to you beloved brothers, the sincere brothers out there, you know, if there's any apostles, bishops, elders, camp leaders, members, you know, sincere among the brothers and sisters, you know, a hearty shalom to you all. All right, now, let's switch gears a little bit. I got about 14 minutes left on this machine. I was watching this video earlier, and it's funny because I sent it to a couple of brothers in New York, and one of the brothers had sent it to me, and I started cracking up. This is a guy by the name of Cash Jordan, which, matter of fact, I'm going to subscribe to him. He does good videos. NYC gets worse, shoplifters raid Macy's. Now, what this made me think of, all this shit that's going on, the snatch and grabs or whatever the hell that's called, and all of these shoplifting things that are going on, and the closing of a lot of these stores in New York, you know, and this right here, I believe this right here happened at 34th and 7th, which we used to speak across the street from there. And what I believe is that they're shutting down these major cities, the major, you know, places of you know, where you go shop at, because they want to bring in those 15-minute cities. Just like they shut down San Francisco. Pretty much San Francisco is a shithole. You know, and they're doing that to all these major cities. Where you get, you know, here it is, you got a Macy's, Nordstrom, and different stores like that. And they're selling merchandise that's expensive. And shoplifters will go steal the merchandise and sell it right across the street to a shop across the street that'll sell the same shit that they stole from across the street from the Macy's or Nordstrom or the high-end stores, and sell it a lot cheaper. So what do you think the people gonna go and get it? You're getting authentic shit cheaper. So you're not gonna go to a Macy's and buy the real shit for more expensive when you could buy the real shit a lot cheaper, maybe half price across the street. You know? So they're pretty much imploding this place. And then the technology that's being pushed through AI and robots, you know, taking over, you know, self-driving cars and all of this stuff, you know, they're making it to where people are not going to be able to work. And this is why that devil Klaus Schwab said you will own nothing and be happy. Why? Because they're going to provide you with what you need. After they delete a certain amount of you, then they're going to, you know, try to establish something to where you get paid every month or week or however they do it, without having to do any real serious labor, and you'll be happy because you'll be given everything that you need, but you'll own nothing. Yep, good. That's a good one. Hegelian dialectics. Yep, pressure from above, pressure from below. Right, and they create a problem, and then they give you a solution, and the solution will benefit the ones that are in charge. And if you notice, all of these governments around the world, the laws that are being passed in these different congresses around the planet are all leaning towards the benefit of the businesses that provide the money for these different senators, you know, and lawmakers around the world. You know, if you look at it, everything benefits these businesses, because they're the ones paying the money. That's why Maryam Shabbat said, give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who makes the laws. Now, when we go to Isaiah 19 and 13, it says, the princes of Zoan are become fools. Now, this is talking about America. This is dealing with your so-called nobles, the leaders, the ones that are giving you the legislation and the solutions to certain problems and how to maneuver in society and be a good citizen based off of what they provide for you, they're nothing but a bunch of goddamn fools. It says the princes of Noth are deceived. Yeah, because these devils really think that they're going to continue going on. Now, in that movie Planet of the Apes, The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, at the end, for those who haven't seen it, you might want to close your ears for this. There's a spoiler alert. I'll give you a couple of seconds to close your ears or turn the channel or turn the volume down for a few. But in the movie, towards the end, the little devil bitch, she found a way to get into this silo. And her main thing was to get weapons, but not really so much as to get the weapons. It was really to get this one thing. It was something that was plugged into a computer to give to another place that they had set up and established to pretty much restart civilization again. And when she got that and she brought it to them, they plugged it in. And the very first thing when they plugged it in, their system started to go back online. Their satellites started to start working again, And this is why I say that they probably consulted Bishop Nathaniel, for the movie, because he's saying that after Esau goes down and goes into captivity, after 1,000 years, they're going to get back into power. They had tanks, they had all kind of... They're not going to get back into power. Once these devils go down, they're going down for good. All right? And there's plenty of scriptures to bring that out. All right? So it says, they have also seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. Right? Because how are they seducing Egypt? Because they're telling you there's a future here. That people are going to continue to go on. That's why you got to get the right senators and the right politicians and the right presidents in the power so that they can pass the right legislation to make things easier for you, to bring things back to the normal that you're used to, and so on and so forth. It ain't going to work. This place is finished on all levels. The Heavenly Father then established that this place was going down. Before we read on, let's go back to the book of Psalms. This time, let's go to the book of... You can't trump prophecy. I don't care if it's Donald Trump. You can't trump prophecy. Psalm 75:6 says, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. And when we read the prophecies of Daniel the 2nd chapter and Daniel the 7th chapter mainly, and others, but those two main ones, there were a set of empires that were set to be established upon the planet Earth. And at the end of the fourth empire would come the end when the Heavenly Father, Son, Yahushua, would be placed upon the throne and rule in his kingdom. We're at the point now of the waning end of the fourth beast, which is today the revival of the ancient Roman Empire through America and her allies, the so-called European allies, EU and NATO. And they're at the end of their run. They're at the end of their rule. And the Lord even gave them the blessing of the sword to bring that end to an end, which is the missiles, or are the missiles, the thermonuclear missiles, hypersonic missiles, whatever you want to call them, and whatever other technology that they have to destroy each other. And on top of that, once Yahushua gets back, he's going to hit them with the lasers from the chariots. And after they go down, they're never again going to come back into power. That little Edomite bitch is not going to sneak into any of those shelters, because those shelters are going to be destroyed. She's not going to sneak into a shelter, find a gun, find this thing that's going to reestablish or give the continuity of government back to these devils. Are you out of your fucking mind? Have you seen what they've done to the world? Have you seen the state of the world today? And what would happen if they would get back into power? These guys they love oppression, like the scriptures say. Isaiah 19:14, the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. They have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. That's why the whole system is collapsing. And another scripture that goes good with this is the scripture in Isaiah the 14th chapter, where it speaks about their infrastructure, being faulty and falling apart and rusted out. Why? Because that is a witness to what they've done to the earth and how they got this place. So you have to understand that if you set up and establish something that's not honest, it's not truthful, eventually those things are going to come back and bite you in the ass. Isaiah chapter 14 and I want to go straight to the point. And 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, right? That great pride that you have, your hubris, is brought down to the grave, meaning humbled. And the noise of thy vials, meaning your music, this garbage music that you have out, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, right? This is the corrosion that's happening to your system, literally and morally. So the Lord is causing this place to fall apart from within because of the corrosion, because of the corruption and the way that you established everything. That's why the Lord said that it's going to be the rust of it, of how you got your riches, is going to be a witness against you. And that's why it says, how for your miseries that shall come upon you. Why? Because once you go down, you're not used to living a hard life. You're not used to being kicked in the ass. You're not used to having want for anything. You have more than heart can wish. You're used to oppressing people. You're not used to being the oppressed. So when the shoe is on the other foot, you're not going to know how to act. You're not going to know how to move. You're not going to know how to deal. You're going to be in a bad case. So going back to Isaiah 19 and 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. All right? So pretty much you're done. You're finished. They're collapsing everything because as they collapse everything, they're redesigning the whole system to go digital. You see? And eventually once it goes digital, once it goes, the brother said, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Yeah, that's right. Once the system goes digital and they implement the MOTB, which is the micro C-HIP, that's going to be the biggest game changer of all times. Then you're going to see false prophets jumping out shoes and socks. Because you already see how they're trying to spin, the digital system. They might throw a micro C-HIP in there, but it's not the mark of the beast. You see how they're trying to spin, wiggle, and maneuver, But the evidence is there. The blind ain't going to see it, but the ones that have the eye salve are going to see it. All the receipts are there. When you go back and you listen to this guy talking about Bishop Nathaniel, keep the bishop's name out your mouth. When you go back and you examine everything that he said, you see that he was staunchly against Jacob's trouble. He was staunchly against the MOTB being the micro C-HIP. But somehow or another, he spun out of, saying that, if you listen to what I was saying, moron, I didn't say that there wasn't going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. I was just saying that back then there was nothing happening. No, you didn't. You said there wasn't going to be nothing. You said when the individual asked you, you said, nope, there's going to be, nation's going to be going on. There's going to be wars. There's going to be this, that, and the other. Then the Messiah is going to come. In so many words, you said Christ's going to come. That's what you said. Something along those lines. Right? But now all of us, nope, I didn't say that, moron. Yes, you did, moron. All right? Now with the MOTB, you were staunchly against it. But once you saw everything going digital, you had a nerve, probably about a year and a half ago, to do a lesson on the digital system that's being put into place. Then you even said they might throw a micro C-HIP in there, but it's not the mark of the beast. You said that. You see? Yep, Nate the Nefarious, or Nate the Snake. Oil can Harry, as I call him. So it's going to be bad. It's going to get worse out here. So you get a chance, watch this video. Watch the whole thing. It's only a little more than 16 minutes long. And, and get into it and see what see what they're doing. So pretty much, I believe that all of this stuff is being set up and established to collapse the economy of America, because the economy of America is pretty much governs the world. When the Twin Towers went down, which is the World Trade Center of the World Trade Center, that changed a lot of stuff. Bishop Nate did say if we have receipts, proof, we do have it. And there was a quote, I believe it was John Todd, that said that the Illuminated one said that once the lights go on in New York for the last time, we will have the world. And New York is a very major hub of economy for the world. America in general, but New York is like the top. And then you have your port cities and all of that, East and West Coast. But the main hub is is New York. You have what they call Fashion Avenue. You have the wholesale district down in Manhattan. So this place, gonna go down hard, and this is why they're imploding, the whole economy and everything in it, to bring into power or into move in their new system, which is everything digital. Give them more control over everything, because that's what they want, total control. All right. So with that, I pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. The water for all the comments and precepts you brothers put up. And the water for stomping that roach out, Elder Manada Zagba. And Lord's will, you brothers and few sisters have been edified. To the next time I say, Shalom. Stay up.